Hello, hello, and welcome to the CTB show. Today is literally 420. That's it. My name is Evan the Mayor. That is Brian the Levy.
Hey, you holding? You guys,
You holding Caulfield?
Holding Caulfield?
Wait,
hold on for all our YouTubers.
Oh, jeez. The weather is wonderful. The third thing I was going to say is first you'll get the sugar, then you'll get the power. Oh, shit, the sugar's on fire! Welcome to the show. Crescendo music. Okay, that is Casey the Kasem.
I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm going to get you high because it's Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do.
What reference
And how I
is
spent
that?
my day, Casey.
I mean,
All right.
for Brian, it's the day that ends in Y.
It's the CTB show 358 420 edition / other things. Lots of stuff to cover today, including that it is April 20th, a.k.a. Hitler's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Hitler.
Brian, would you like to give a shout-out to Hitler for his birthday? Thank you.
Hey, guy gets a bad rap. Thank you for doing all you've done for America today.
He really has inspired a lot of white men, hasn't he? These United States.
80 years later, man, still getting the job done.
He's like the MLK of his day.
National Socialism, the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, can I tell you? And this semester, I've really laid off on all the school stuff, but I am taking a European history from the 17th century to World War II class.
Okay.
And we're just getting World War II. But it's so fascinating to see the fucked up shit that they were doing in 1720.
Oh yeah.
That is still fucking shit up in 2020. And that's not even, and 1720, fuck it. 1720 wasn't even that big a deal. It's the shit they were doing in 1860 that is really all this nationalism shit. There's a straight line from Germany 1850 to the United States 2020. That is terrifying.
Sure. Yeah. Who knew that these policies and things that we did would have generational upon generational upon generational effects for hundreds of years?
Well, didn't the United States kind of inspire Hitler with the eugenics thing?
Yeah, man, that was just this thing that was happening. That all over the place. Everybody liked eugenics.
It was so hot right now.
It was so hot. Oh wait, we can pretend that science makes white people the best? Let's do that. Let's make that happen.
Meanwhile, we're the ones that are walking around with all the moles and getting all the cancer.
We are a disgusting genotype or whatever.
Whatever. Hey, we got blue eyes, okay? Blue eyes, baby.
Not white person.
Right. All right, well, it's time for a very short. It's been. Everyone in this household has been vaccinated. All of my friends are vaccinated. We are going to Turks and Caicos, baby.
When?
For real?
In the summer, at some point.
Casey, were you invited?
I was not.
Me neither.
Yeah, this is more of a college friend thing, Brian.
Oh, well.
Besides, I don't think you could afford it.
Fair enough. I've got my own plans, Evan.
I'm sure you do.
No.
Casey, you also got vaccinated, is that correct?
I got my second Pfizer shot on Sunday.
Pfizer.
Yep. Did you grow your second dick yet?
It's working. It's working its way out. I can feel it.
So we are all operating on free Wi-Fi currently, right? Because I'm powering my house with it.
5G like a motherfucker.
Yeah. And I look forward to the next time I go to donate blood. Somebody else is going to get my 5G. I'm paying it forward.
Yeah, if Arthur Ashe could have only hung on just a little while longer.
Go!
Oh, too soon. Too soon.
So, on the front half of the show, we've got a couple of Baltimore news topics, and one that is not a Baltimore news topic, but it is late and breaking. Well, first of all, the Domino Sugar Shack, as they call it, the silo, burned into flames today and is gone. So
It's a funky little shack, huh?
it's
Wait,
a funky
it
little
burned
shack.
down?
Yeah, it burst into flames and all that sugar lit on fire. So like an entire storage unit of sugar, and I bet downtown smells terrific.
So I
Smells
have a
like
question.
creme brulee, apparently.
Yeah,
I have a question.
what's that?
This was just like a building filled with sugar.
Yep.
What was
Just
the
a-
sugar? Was it like the salt silos, but
Yeah.
sugar?
Yes, but it's sugar.
Okay, question. What was on the ground between the floor and the sugar?
Sugar.
So we're just never gonna take the bottom layer. We're just gonna leave
No,
that
no, you
alone.
never scrape the bottom layer, Brian. That's, that's the forbidden layer. Title of the
Um,
episode.
then I have another question.
Yes.
Is it just better? Is it just better to lose? How old is this sugar? What were they going to do with this sugar? I
Well-
didn't. Here is a truth statement that I'm going to give to you right now.
Hmm.
I did not know. I knew that they turned the sign on. I did not know that the Domino Sugar Factory was a working factory.
Oh, right. You can't be serious.
I thought it left with Beth Steele, and then they just turned the sign on.
From my brief days working as a water taxi employee, we would watch the cargo ships come in from, South Central America, wherever they came from, and these
Come,
giants
Mr. Tallyman, tally
me
sugar.
sugar cane. Yeah, these giant scoops of like unprocessed molasses sugar would just dump into these conveyor belt chutes, and they
We all
go
know
into,
about the triangle trade practice.
yeah, and I suppose at this particular Domino's, the sugar gets refined into the white sugar that gets shipped up to New York to get put into the little packets that we know and love.
Question: when does it become pizza?
Well, after it's in the packets, they take the packets and they mash them together, and they throw them up in the air, and when it comes down onto the person's hands, you have to say
pizza
"Mamma
pie.
Mia" while it's in the air, otherwise it disintegrates.
It's a pizza pie.
But yeah, as it turns out, refining sugar is very dangerous because there was a point in time, I don't remember what year it was, but it was like the mid-2000s when the Domino sugar plant literally exploded. It blew out like every window on several floors of the building because as they're processing this sugar, like the sugar dust gets into the air, and if you were to like light a cigarette, the whole fucking place explodes. And
They don't make them do it like naked, like they're doing
yeah,
like they're processing.
turn out those
drugs.
pockets. I see some sugar in those pockets. Let me see there. 1, 2, 3 grains. Take them away.
I have another question. So I know that there is this plant called sugarcane, right?
Yeah.
Does it have like seed pods, and when you dump out the seed pods, that's how you get sugar?
Probably not. I think it comes from the root or the cane, but yeah, you
But
gotta
how
like
does-
scrape it off. I
how
don't know.
does
I have no
that-
idea.
How does that plant become sugar?
Casey,
Is
I know you're
is sugar
Googling it.
molecular biology?
yes,
Probably.
it's
so
bio- biochemistry.
here is another thing. When you guys heard about this fire, were you like, what if the city just goes up? Like,
Because of the
can the-
sugar fire.
can the Great Baltimore Fire happen again?
No,
Because of
not
sugar.
really. Because of sugar. The,
Like,
the,
Listen,
the sugar fire hopped over the inner harbor and hit the aquarium, and the whole thing exploded because it
the
hit all the dolphins
rainforest,
and their blubber.
so much oxygen being made.
Yeah.
So but then why were they so afraid of the burning marshmallow man in Ghostbusters?
Oh man, have you ever been burned by a flaming marshmallow? That shit hurts.
It's only in my mouth.
Especially when it gets stuck to your like arm when somebody whacks you with it.
You're supposed to put the fire out before you put the marshmallow in your mouth.
Oh,
Unless you're Penn Jillette.
okay, so this might seem strange, but we've already mentioned that we've been vaxxed, and now that Baltimore is safe from fire. the thing that now that I can concentrate on other things, I really want to do the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah,
this year.
we mentioned it last week, and I think we should make a CTB road trip to do that with friends.
Okay.
CTB show and friends. We just need we just need to pick a theme weekend that we want to do.
I was thinking, no, I'll save it.
You're gonna save it for when?
I don't know. I was thinking. I keep seeing these memes where they're like, "You should go to Renaissance festivals dressed like Starfleet."
Oh yeah,
and be like, so I could do that.
Mr. Spock, it appears that we have traveled back in time.
I could do that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll be that guy.
I'll be into that. I'm into that. I'm fine with that.
Well, maybe I'll be uniform for you too.
Okay.
All right.
Count
no,
me
I
in.
won't.
We'll both be red shirts, and then
Well, Casey, you provided the link to how sugar is made, but maybe
I
you ought to
have
like
it. We had moved on.
give us the highlights.
Yeah, we're still talking about sugar.
Yeah, so they take the stalks, they cut them and shred them up, and then they squeeze out the juice and boil the juice until it crystallizes.
Wait, can I do that? If I boil water, will it crystallize? No, it goes away.
You have to have the stalks of sugar cane first.
So you can do the exact same thing with like beets, because beet sugar is also a thing.
Yeah, that's actually one thing they call it. So it's kind of like a reduction, I guess. Technically,
beets is also killer tofu.
I too get that reference.
Thank you, Casey. That was for you. Anyway, so Baltimore's safe. What other places could catch on fire?
In Baltimore?
The power plant, maybe. Is there anything in the power plant right now?
Which one? The power plant building?
Yeah.
Where Barnes and Noble used to be, right?
Right. Is there like a Chipotle or anything?
I think there is a Chipotle in that building.
Is the Hard Rock Cafe there? I hope that doesn't.
That is there. Well, Dick's Last Resort closed, as we know.
I hope Hard Rock doesn't catch on fire, but I hope Dick's does get catch on fire.
Caught on fire.
Well, it doesn't exist anymore.
It's closed.
Good.
Is that IHOP still open? Does anyone know?
Wait, there's an IHOP there?
Yeah, it's where the Panera used to be.
Does anybody? I like IHOP.
I don't hate it. I enjoy a good hot skillet, full of eggs and vegetables and stuff.
Give me 3 pancakes and pile on some glazed, sugary, and I know how that's made now. Strawberries right on top.
Some boysenberry jam.
No, that's IKEA.
I don't care.
It looks like it's still there.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, let's move along from one downtown location to another, and I don't want to make this a whole lot of time because we do have another late-breaking thing that we need to discuss. Port Covington, a topic that this podcast has covered multiple times in the past 5 years.
Port Covington closed because of that hot air balloon accident, right?
That's right. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Port Discovery.
Oh, that. Okay, yeah. This is the Kevin Plank / whatever development that is supposed to transform a big, giant, vacant plot of land into, like, Towson on the waterfront or Silver Spring on the waterfront or I don't know what. But essentially they got nearly $700 million in tax breaks and got to enjoy the benefits of a opportunity zone. Thank you very much, Donald Trump. After you saw the initial schematics, this was literally like skyscrapers and spacewalkers and fucking drones, like transporting space people from one tech company to the other. And now they're like, actually, we'll probably just put like a football field and a parking lot. I don't know. So
there aren't going to be any retail locations?
What do you guys think about that?
Like, you're going to see a lot of this. Like, this isn't. I think that this is just the tip of the iceberg with just companies kind of downsizing their office and moving to a hybrid, flexible work arrangement, if you will.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing what a year can do to a grand plan because it was like, oh my God, we got to build all these apartment buildings in South Baltimore because all these people are going to be working at all these offices that we're going to be building. And then it's like, oh, but probably
We
I
don't
think
need it.
not.
I think if the pandemic has taught us anything, it's just like now is the time for labor to seize the means of production. I mean, if Kevin Plank isn't going to make Port Discovery, then we should make Port Discovery.
Oh yeah, we should lease out one of these offices and get a CTB headquarters right next to the Baltimore Sun, and be
That's what
like,
we. That's exactly what we need. We need a storefront. We're
then
gonna start
start.
our own. We're gonna start our own opportunity zone with
Yes,
with a CTV storefront. We're basically gonna be Encyclopedia Brown, but like we're gonna be
we'll,
like
we'll be sitting there at our office chairs, at our desks, and like somebody will walk in and be like, what are you doing here?
We're closed today, sir.
And they'll be like, yes, we would like your services to cover this story, and Brian will be like,
it's Bugs Meany. I say that'll be a quarter, please. Put it in the coffee can.
we'll have one window that faces the Baltimore Sun building, and we'll be sitting there with binoculars, like, I wonder what they're up to. What scoops are they trying to steal from us today?
While I'm holding tightly to my bag of delicious Fritos scoops.
Dipping them in that hell of a good onion dip.
Just a complete, I'm waiting for the stories to come to me, like any good reporter.
Right. They're gonna walk through this door at any moment.
They know where to find me at the City That Breeds storefront.
And then some.
I don't know what those dead ducks are doing in the window.
Oh.
But people like it if I hang them for that.
And then some slightly unattractive lady comes through and says, Gentlemen, I have a store. Get out! Go! Leave!
Find me your. Oh my God! It's 420,
Uh-oh.
everybody.
Yeah,
Find me your hotter younger sister. I'll listen to her.
have her deliver the same message. Same sales pitch.
Ooh, where are you? Like a Dundalk 8006.5? What's going on here?
Oh my God. Oh my God. There's no way that we can pivot to the next topic at all. After
I don't think
what
we should
we
at this point. You know what? I'm having too much of a 420 show.
Yeah.
We'll just do it in shout outs. We'll say nice things.
We'll give a nice little extended shout out to the outcomes of this day.
That just doesn't seem to be what we're doing today.
No.
I mean, like, when you were a kid, so it's 420. When you were a kid, how did you spend 420? What was the highest you ever got? And it doesn't even have to be on a 420. Do you remember?
I think one time when I was in college, it wasn't even 420, but I got really, really, really high, and was watching an episode of Scooby-Doo, and started to notice how bad the animation was, and how
Oh my gosh.
when they were like running across the screen at full throttle, like the door would open up before, like nobody would operate a door, like the door would just open and they would run through it. And you could also notice in certain instances how they were just dragging the animation cell across the screen, and you could see the lines on the animation cell and how it was so piss poor. And then also the laugh track really, really started to bother me. And that was pretty bad.
I remember once, and Casey, you didn't smoke pot until you were what, 33?
Something like that. I was never around it until college. I literally, like, my first week, like second week of college, my roommate was found out I was a huge stoner. That's like my first exposure to someone who smoked weed.
Gotcha. Weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
it is kind of weird.
I would leave school a half a day senior year. Well, first half of senior year, because I worked at WCBM, and there was like the old people's like convention out at the state fair, like where you could go to like different tables and learn about Medicare and hearing aids, and shit like that. But it was big. It was like a fair.
Ooh.
There wasn't like an old people like Ferris wheel or anything. It was just you guys know what I'm talking about, right? They have those things and so I left school at like noon, and I didn't have to be at this thing to work the WCBM booth until like 3:34. And I went to a buddy's place, and I got fucking wrecked on weeds, and just like I smoked so many weeds and so much pot, and I just show up to this thing just like a fucking zombie, and like the guy who was running the internship looked at me like, bro, this is not okay. And he's like, you can sit down. Do you need some water? Let's have a seat. And I just sat there for 2 hours. He's like, all right, man, time to get to work. And I'm just like still just so fucking baked. Oh, that was the highest that. Oh, here's a fun story from last summer. So like I was at my dad's, right? Because I was getting divorced. And I found like this bag of weed at Giant
Work?
that was unopened. What?
This is the locker room weed that you found?
The locker room weed, right? It was the salvia, and I'm just like, and I smoke it in the middle of the day, and I'm just like standing in front of my dad. I'm like, I'm 37 years old, and I can't control myself with my father. I need to get on my bike and go to work.
Shameful shit.
Such is life.
I'll tell you what.
It's the fun things.
To loop this back into Port Covington, what we need to do is combine our detective agency / newspaper operation with a dispensary, CTB, cannabis, THC bongs.
Hello,
detective agency.
I'd like to purchase one of your THC bongs, please.
Yes. Cannabis THC bongs.
But
also, I have a mystery to solve.
Hello there. I haven't seen my wife in 20 years. I'd like a joint and your detective skills, please.
That'll be $120.
Yes, we are super cheap.
Expenses. Well, no, that's up front.
Oh, up front, and I'm going to need an ice cream sandwich. We'll put a sign in the window. Please bring in boxes of ice cream sandwiches when you come, please. Everyone's just going to know.
But also, CTB means Creamery Towson Hot Bagels. So it'll be bagel ice cream sandwiches.
Yes, like, hello, Charmery Towson Hot Bagels. How may I help? That's the name. Just to make sure that we get business, we're going to put our name is Charmery Towson Hot Bagels.
Charmery Towson Hot Bagels, cannabis, THC bongs, and CTB show. Detective agency.
Really, so if people want ice cream, we'd be like, no, fooled you, but do you have any mysteries that you... But you now owe us $100 now to solve a mystery.
We have a mystery flavor ice cream.
Ooh, it's great. Is there grape ice cream?
There has to be.
Yes, I'm sure there is.
If Dave Alima at the Charmery can make sausage ice cream, they can make grape ice cream.
You never want to see how the sausage ice cream is made.
You mentioned bagel ice cream sandwiches, and I thought somebody has to have made that. Apparently,
Ben and
Jerry's
ice cream sandwich.
Apparently, Ben and Jerry's has.
Okay, that makes sense.
But what? Like a bagel? Is there a different meaning of the word bagel that I'm not?
Nah, so
picking up on.
It's an article from 2018, and it was at one location where they made ice cream sandwiches with bagels.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'd like that.
Yeah, I would want the bagels to be scooped out because I don't want to eat like an entire fucking bagel with like a puck of ice cream in between.
Yeah, who wants a soggy bagel?
Yeah.
Ooh, soggy bagel though does sound like the dirtiest sex thing I've ever done.
Yeah, sex move and/or a gross like techno punk porn band.
I gave him a soggy bagel right up in the face.
Apparently, Ben and Jerry's was originally
soggy bagels.
Casey, tell us about Ben and Jerry's.
They originally were going to make a bagel company, and then they changed their mind and made ice cream.
They said too stereotypical. we can't make a bagel company.
We don't want to be too Jewish over here.
I'm Ben, and I'm Jerry.
And I'm Jerry.
And I know what you're thinking. But you're wrong.
Two
It's
Jews
like,
making bagels? Gotcha.
fooled you. It's us.
We're making ice cream now.
It's the ice cream guys.
We live in Vermont.
Do you like the Grateful Dead?
I
That you
sure
hold
don't.
up?
Oh, wait, I do.
I'll give it.
We made
don't
this
believe any of
flavor
this stuff.
called wavy gravy. It does not have turkey giblets in it. It was originally my idea that it would.
Ben turkey giblets. Ben and Jerry's went hard on the 420 content today.
They did.
I don't
they
know
did.
if you saw that on 15 different influencer Instagram stories like I did.
No, I have been blissfully unaware of like most social media until about 4:30 to 5 o'clock today, when the shout out, about to do a shout out for it thing happened.
Shout out to
But
Justin.
so here's my replacement shout out. It was going to originally be my shout out, but Playboy actually on their Twitter feed posted a thing that said, wishing everyone a happy 420, especially those who've been intentionally harmed by the criminalization of cannabis. I'm Ashley M. Preston, and today I'm taking over Playboy's Twitter account to talk about socioeconomic justice within the cannabis industry and how to drive inclusion. Playboy is woke and
Damn.
weed.
Damn. Meanwhile, High Times had an article, 50 ways to hit your dab rig.
Your dad, Rick.
No, dab.
Oh, dab. I think 50 ways to hit your dad rig needs to be the title of the episode.
50
But I don't-
ways
I
to
agree.
smoke weed when you're a dad.
Your dad
On the
rig.
deck.
What does a dad rig look like?
What are those New Balances? The Monarchs? Grass
No, that's
stained
that's
socks.
a dugout, a one-hitter. No, a dad rig. It's got to be like stereotypical dad shit.
Honestly, like I'm terrified of the time. Like the stereotypical dad shit when it comes to smoking weed is like corncob pipes, or like, oh, I don't know how to use this thing, bro. We just smoke joints, you know. Like, all right,
I made a bong out of an apple.
yeah. Like if we needed a pipe, we just went down to the dining hall. And we just took an apple because it was the '60s and they didn't make us eat there. And like, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, not an important part of the story.
I made a bong out of a radial tire.
I remember one time when we were occupying the student union, and we said we're going to turn this American flagpole into a joint, and we smoked the whole thing.
No, into a
Take
peace
that,
pipe.
turkey dick.
So you inadvertently touched on, I think, which is a great topic. You were talking
Casey,
about
I
the-
didn't inadvertently touch anybody. Okay.
You were talking about the radial tire. What is it? So Brian, what is like your greatest feat of stoner engineering?
My greatest feat of stoner engineering.
I'll give you a
That's a
minute to
great-
think about it. So when I was
Okay.
in college, my roommate, he was kind of dumb. He didn't do very well in school, but when it came to smoking pot,
Oh.
and hiding the fact that he was smoking pot, he was a genius. So he had bunk beds in his room, and he basically built a stoner cave on the bottom bunk, and with all these filters and stuff, so he could smoke in the first bunk without the smell getting everywhere.
So was the bottom bunk just lined with dryer sheets and shit
Dryer
like that?
sheets, and then
Yeah.
they had lights so they could see. It was impressive.
Yeah, the most technically advanced thing that people at my school did were take an empty toilet roll tube and blow through a dryer sheet.
Dryer sheet.
There were a couple of people that had they had the advanced air, the air purifiers, and they would just blow right into it. So it would just suck the smoke right in there and ionize the gas or whatever. I don't know. But the fucking smell is so strong that and we had drop ceiling and cinder block walls basically, that all the smell would just go over every single wall into everybody else's room, and everybody knew who was smoking immediately. But, fortunately, for the 3 out of 4 years that I lived on campus, the RAs never really cared. Oddly enough, they cared more about, like, if you were underage drinking. So, which, wow, winds up being sort of more forward-thinking than some other things.
Casey, I put some thought into it. I don't think I'm necessarily the right stoner engineer. I was always very passive. My friends would always, like, buy crazy bongs and shit with, like, ash catchers and different, like, steps above and everything. But no, for me, that was never. I just wanted to smoke, and I just wanted to smoke fast. So I just as soon roll a joint as do anything. I would MacGyver joints out of, like, unrolling cigarettes because I didn't have rolling papers or anything else to do. But I had a bag of
like
weed.
Expelling the tobacco and restuffing them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a real pain in the ass.
It takes a lot of poking. Speaking of a lot of poking, it's now time to celebrate the internet sensation. Uh-oh. Hold on. Celebrate the internet sensation.
Give me the tray.
Sweeping the nation, it's now time for shoutouts.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Shoutouts. This is going to be an extended shoutout session in which we give mad props, aka shoutouts, to persons, places, and things that are giving us jollies and improving our quality of life. I'm going to give a big fat shoutout on behalf of the CTB show when it comes to the verdict of the Derek Chauvin trial today. Wow, was I pleasantly surprised. Guilty on all 3 counts. I did not think they would get the first 2. But wow, all 3. Man, that is crazy good justice stuff. But yeah, we've got a lot more work to do. So.
Yeah, not done yet.
Not done yet. Not done yet. Casey, I know we've got a few from the internet.
From the fan zone, Zach Electric Golf says, shout out to Evan for going above and beyond as a small business owner and getting my order out the door and to me in 36 hours. If there's one person who knows how to handle meat and handle it well, it's Evan.
Right, thank you. I didn't go above and beyond anything. I literally just grabbed some stuff from behind me sitting at this desk and put it in a bag and then mailed it to you.
Inside Club Paradox.
Yes. But thank you very much, Zach, for your order, and everybody else that has been ordering. I will be making a donation to the Barks Animal Shelter very soon.
Liz G says, shout out to the folks who've been working like mad to get COVID shots and arms. And shout out to everyone who's gotten a COVID vaccine. If basically eliminating your risk of getting really sick and dying wasn't enough, you also have my thanks. You're welcome.
Is that it?
Chris L says, shout out to Mike and Ike's Mega Mix. It may not be extreme, but Mega is still pretty good.
I like
don't gotta convince me.
I'm a big fan of Mike and Ike's.
Many a time on this show.
How do we feel about jujubes?
Hate them.
Yeah.
Don't know
not a
about
fan.
them.
They get stuck to your teeth, like big time. Also,
And,
they have that word in them.
Jew? Oh,
No,
bees. Bees.
They sting me.
Ouch! Ouchies!
I have a shout out from Twitter from actually at Bedpocalypse, our number 1 fan. Shout out to a chilly weekend of camping at Green Ridge State Forest. I have no idea where that is, but sounds good.
Nice. And John H says, shout out to the jurors and to Derek. I can't pronounce his name.
Derek Chauvin.
Chauvin, yeah.
Chauvin. Yeah. Good stuff. Oh, shout out to a new season of John's podcast, American Banker thing. Bank Shot. Yeah,
nice.
Listen to it. It's good. The last episode was about the whole GameStop thing and short selling.
Ooh.
So yeah, my shout out this week was to Playboy's Twitter account, but it is now to the Derek Chauvin trial, and that is it for me. What else we got?
My shout out is to the Sour Patch Kids watermelon variety.
Oh, yeah. Also,
they are
all right,
delicious and the perfect complement to movie theater popcorn.
Ooh.
Do you dump it into the popcorn or you just...
No, no. We're not talking about junior mints.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't put them in the microwave and then pour the hot goo all over the popcorn.
Also, spoiler alert for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Shout out to Elaine's
Elaine.
cameo in Falcon and the Winter Soldier last episode.
Julia Louis
That was
Dreyfus.
that was unexpected, and usually all that stuff gets leaked, so that was kind of cool.
Well, I think she was supposed to be in. She's in Black Widow.
I don't know if it's been confirmed that she's in Black Widow. I read that she was supposed to be in Black Widow, and that they moved because of the reshuffling. They moved it to this, but it's very possible she's in that as well.
Guys, this is the second half of the show, Pop Culture Roundup Talk. So, Brian, do you have a shout out or not?
Normally in my life this goes without saying, but I feel like on today, this of all days, shout out to Weed.
Okay. That has been shout outs. All right, on to the Pop Culture Roundup. I've got a couple of items that no one has seen, but I do have one item that at least two of us have seen. It's entitled Dark City, a documentary about Baltimore club music, produced and or directed by some other person, but TT the artist, a non-native of Baltimore, but she came up here from Miami to go to Micah and fell in love with the city and the club music scene in Baltimore, and it took her humongous amounts of time to make this documentary because they kept having to apply for grant money. She is out in L.A. now, started her own record label, and is trying to spread the gospel of Baltimore club music. The documentary is 70 minutes long. It's basically like half music video and half interview.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Fucking loved it. I loved it. It was very just full of piss and vinegar. Just a lot of joy in that documentary.
I found it surprising, just because there was like certain aspect. Like it's not really my cup of tea. Didn't really go out clubbing when I was younger. Never really got exposed to that. Really. But I never really considered the dancing, like the dance culture that they highlighted,
right.
Especially in younger kids, like school age kids, which was really kind of neat to see.
I mean, the dancing is literally like 60% of it because the music is very sort of like beat based and repetitive, and it's great. I love it. Don't get me wrong. Like I loved it when I, for some reason, started listening to 92Q when I was like 11 at 10:30 at night, and they would play like blocks of Baltimore club. I had no idea what it was, but I just loved it. And we have a couple of Baltimore club tracks on this very show as bumpers and stuff like that. I love the music. I love the coverage of all of the especially the like Miss Dance Queen or whatever it's called. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the competitions, but all of the dance competitions, like they're all so very serious about it, and they talk about how dance is like an alternative to getting into the street culture, and it's just overwhelmingly positive. It's a great, except for a couple of minor instances where they mention like the kings and queens, the founders of Baltimore Club. They talk about them all the time, like K Swift, and then Fat Girl, I think was a dancer that they mention repeatedly, but they don't show any footage of them at all. It's just kind of like they mention by name and they move along. Like
were they allowed to have that footage?
I don't really know. I mean, I wish we could get TT the artist on here to talk about it, but I'm sure there's like a lot of YouTube videos of K Swift DJing at Paradox or something like that behind me, but they just didn't have it. And I'm sure there's VHS footage of all those dance competitions where Fat Girl won and became the original queen of those dance competitions of Baltimore Club. But yeah, the music's awesome. There are trillions of Baltimore Club tracks on YouTube. I will continue to.
I posted the Spotify playlist.
Oh, where?
In the
On the
CTB
fan zone.
Did you really? Okay, cool.
I did. Did.
Great.
I really
That's awesome.
enjoyed. So like you mentioned, it's kind of a hybrid of like a documentary slash music video, and there was two of them that really stood out to me. There was I want to say it was like the first big one. There was a woman that was singing. Really enjoyed that one, and then later on, there's a guy playing the trombone, and
Uh-huh.
he's in a Maryland flag suit,
Yeah.
and it is, and I think they filmed that in front of one of
Lexington
the
Market.
Lexington Market. There we go, and it was amazing, and he
Yep.
was just kind of crazy, and
Well,
it
yeah.
was
Then you have
beautiful.
the cop character that's sitting there pointing his finger guns at the guy, and then he starts
Yeah,
breakdancing, and yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. It's awesome.
and I love it when you have old people dancing in music videos,
Yep.
and they have that as well.
Yeah, it's just really fun to watch like these competitions that the community takes so seriously, and they all take place within like a gym at a
Yeah,
community center, and it's like the biggest deal. And there's a cash prize of $500, but it's like they fucking bust their asses and train and dance, and it's awesome. It's just great. It's great.
Is
It's
it?
currently on what is it? Oh, it's on Netflix. Yeah,
Is
so
it?
go watch it.
Are you
and
just
The
describing the
Crown.
plot so you got served? By the way.
I wish I were because unfortunately you got served involved a kid getting shot, and this does not. I'm sure there
Oh.
are people getting shot, outside of the lens of the documentary, but
Well, no,
oh,
they did talk about the one guy's like cousin or whatever. Like the guy was
yeah,
talking
I
about how
forgot.
everybody around him like got shot or was locked up or something like
Well,
that.
that was kind of the other thing that did not get discussed was not the Baltimore club scene in Baltimore, but the rap version, the rap scene in Baltimore, where you've got a guy
Hmm.
like Loris Scuda who got murdered, and then people at his funeral got shot, which is an incredibly dark, part of Baltimore's musical scene, and I can't comment on it because I'm fucking sitting here being a white dude. I don't know anything about it, but it it sucks,
Not where we live. I mean,
Not at all, no.
so many
other
different levels.
other than the guy that used to live around here named Blizzard, who has lots of videos on YouTube, and you should look him up, and they're funny. They're great. And
Oh
Brian, I
God, I
know,
remember that was a fun couple of months
yeah,
when people found those music videos on Facebook.
yeah,
Man,
yeah. Well, Blizzard's out in Rosedale now, so you gotta look him up. But his girlfriend is still in jail for stabbing someone at a Fishhead Cantina a couple of years ago. I think her name is Sheila or something like that.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, Sheila.
give it up to Sheila or whatever her name is. Oh, all right. So,
Brian sometimes just narrates my inner monologue, and that was one of those moments.
oh.
What with the Sheila?
Yeah, I mean,
All
yeah.
right. Anyway, Dark City, go see it on Netflix. Moving right along, I've got two other things I want to touch upon briefly. I watched on Amazon Prime a horror anthology series entitled Them, and it is not about giant ants. It's about black people. Um,
Oh, because when you were describing earlier, I thought you said it was about giant ants and racism. I was like, oh, this is an old
yeah,
movie.
that was a joke. Yeah,
Oh,
the modern version is about giant ants, but they're racist.
oh, buzz, buzz.
So this show
My
basically
neighborhood.
combines a lot of elements of Get Out, and Us, I guess. Uh, well, it combines elements of both because it's like racism as horror, torture porn, and
Yeah.
then stuff from like the Babadook. And you put them all together, and you get a show that almost makes no sense. It is scary. There is an episode in which I had to get up and walk around the living room and say, I didn't want to watch a horror show to be upset. Like, upset. I want to
Yeah.
be spooked out or scared or something, not be like, this really makes me mad. I'm angry at the television.
Well, and I think is that, and I haven't seen them yet, but is that, did Watchmen walk that line a little bit better then?
Yes, The Watchmen had its moments where it really pushed you toward the like this is really uncomfortable, whereas this show goes beyond that line and then some.
I don't
Like
like that anymore. Horror has gotten much too psychological.
right.
Like there's always some kind of like, and I understand there always was a message behind horror movies, like don't go to summer camp, or
Don't have sex at summer camp.
don't have parents who murdered a child molester in a basement,
Right.
like,
Or a
but
boiler
like
room.
now all horror is like, oh wait, am I being angry that horror is woke?
You might be. Except,
never-
but look, Brian. This is, I mean, there's woke horror, but this is literally like we're sending you a message that you could have gotten without us doing certain things. And
Oh, is it so? So is like the racism and like is it gratuitous? Is that the problem with the show?
well, like I said, it's racism horror meets torture porn. So it's just like, I mean, come on, man. I mean, there's stuff that involves a baby. There's like a bunch of shit that it's just
it's like pick two, right? You know, just not. Otherwise, this is too much. Like I kind of like the movie The Collector, and that's the one where the serial killer booby traps the house and like stuff, and like the
Like Home Alone?
guys. What?
Like Home Alone.
It's a lot like Home Alone. So there's this guy, right? And this is from the makers of Saw. So there's this guy, right? And he's gonna like burglarize this house. But when he breaks in, what he finds out is that there's a serial killer already in the house. And the serial killer, the way he kills people is that he like saw booby traps them. And then all of a sudden the burglar is now trapped in this booby trapped house. And he kind of doesn't want to save people, but he does want to get all that money and shit.
yeah, this is not that.
Okay.
But listen, if you can stomach some of the more vile parts, like there are some excellent, very, very good parts about like what actually happened in the 1950s in America regarding redlining, white neighborhood fear of a black family moving in, and what would happen. But yeah, there's some weird supernatural stuff that like doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Overall, I give it a B. It's a B.
Oh, well. I hope everybody likes it. I just don't watch that kind of stuff anymore. I don't watch goddamn any TV these days. I watch Hell's Kitchen.
Oh.
That's it.
That's TV.
Well, Hell's Kitchen was excellent this season. This is one of the best seasons of Hell's Kitchen ever.
Very good.
Like all the chefs were amazing. Now, Evan, I heard
Yeah.
that you recently
Yes.
watched a VOD, a video on demand,
A sequel, if you will.
a straight to home video.
I think at some point it could have been released in theaters. It would have, maybe, I don't know, but we're not living in that.
I couldn't tell you if it wasn't or not.
Yeah.
And maybe it had one screening at the Alamo Draft House or some bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some pretentious as fuck. Oh, we like movies, so no cell phone.
So it could be get an Oscar or something.
It's right. Which is
not
this
this movie.
And now I think people are like, did you go see Atlantic Rim? Did you see Universal Soldier: The Return? Did you
Transmorphers?
Did you go see the Terminators? Because if you throw an S on there, you can make a robot movie. And the answer is no, Evan. You watched The Craft 2, Craft Legacy.
That's correct. On HBO Max right now, the much vaunted sequel to the 1996 Robin Tunney Fairuza Balk film, and two other ladies I can't remember. Ben Stiller's wife is in it.
It's Nev Campbell.
Oh, that's right.
And honestly, not today. Not today are you going to forget Rachel True.
Sorry, yeah, Rachel True from Half Baked fame.
Yeah, not today.
Not today. On this of all days. But yeah, so basically it's the same movie except that it takes place in current day. So the magic spells that they use are not to like, well, there is a love spell involved, but basically it's to make a bully jock like woke, which works.
I have a question. Do they still, that song? I am
Yes. That's Echo and the Bunnymen, right?
Right? Isn't that song from that movie?
The first one? Yeah, not the second one.
Let
Let me cut this really short because we do need to get to shut-ups. But
oh, okay.
The movie is all over the fucking place. It ends like that. There is no third act in this movie. It's just like, oh, We have powers, and now we did something bad, so we're going to bind our powers, but then there's a bad guy, and we need to stop the bad guy. So now we showed up all of a sudden to stop the bad guy, and then the main character meets her mother, who's from the first movie. The end.
Who's the character from the movie?
From the
movie. Oh, it's Bruce Ball. What? When did Nancy have time to have a baby?
I don't know. She's been in an insane asylum since she was in teen high school.
Well, that's probably teen high school. Hi, hello. Today's my first day at teen high school. I'm a witch.
My name is Witchy McWitcherson.
Boy, I hope everything goes well for me here. I have brown hair, and I'm not as tall as everybody, and I'm a witch. I hope everybody here is nice. No, we're mean. Oh, no. I'm going to make Skeet Ulrich jump off the balcony.
Oh. See, that doesn't happen in this movie, except there is a Skeet Ulrich character that basically they put spells on, and then stuff happens to him, and then he just dies off camera.
Is it Dave Franco?
No, I don't know who it is. I don't know any of
it. Dave Franco's too old to do that now, right?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah,
he does play a father and a married man in another series on Netflix in which he owns a home brewery.
Dave Franco?
Yeah, it's called Easy.
Like Sunday Morning?
Like Sunday Morning, but the series is entitled Easy. That is an anthology series, by the way. So to wrap it all together, anthology series make me a little angry. They make me a little venti.
Oh, jeez.
They make me a little pissed offy. They make me want to go ahead and light up a doobie and tell everyone to shut up.
We're gonna let the band deal with this.
All right, this is the end of the show in which we give persons, places, and things that are lowering our quality of life and generally improving it. We're going to give them a hearty shut up. Which, by the way, we have gotten our 5th copyright ding on YouTube, and I have turned down this music all the way. I can't even hear it. YouTube's fucking little peepers are so good at detecting beats. I'm going to turn this music backwards so that it can't, and it probably will still. None of that matters because we can't monetize this shit anyway. So, Casey, what do we got from the internet?
Liz G says, also shut up to whoever lit the Domino's factory on fire, question mark. Which
how are we going to get our pizzas?
Mamma mia!
Oh!
No, my
Mozzarella!
That's all from the fan zone. My shut up is to fitting comfortably in XL shirts again.
Oh, very good. Comfortably.
Yes.
Did you get lap band surgery?
No, I mean
he's having,
before I was swimming in it, and now it fits regularly.
He's having a sympathy pregnancy. Casey's gonna lactate. Casey's gonna lactate this time.
Ooh, sympathy lactation.
Casey, if you do, and you do not save it for us, let me drink your milk.
Zone.
Let me drink your milk, Casey.
Ew. Make some popsicles out of that shit.
Let's make some iced milk. Hello, I'm here for some delicious. Welcome to the CTB storefront. Our special today is Casey's milk, ice milk. Strawberry ice milk.
Man milk.
I thought that comes from strawberry cows.
Made with real Casey's milk.
Made from happy Casey's. All right, I got one from Twitter from the same @BenPocalypse. He says, shut up to having to come back to work. Yeah, nobody likes that. My shut up this week is to Bitcoin. Shut the fuck up about Bitcoin. I am sick and fucking tired about hearing about crypto. It's been a thing for 7 years now. Like, oh my God, shut up. Every goddamn, I'm Elon Musk. I'm going to dump $1 billion into Dogecoin and also Bitcoin and all these coins. Coin. Shut the fuck up. Thank you.
Do we know anybody who is just losing his mind right now because of the popularity of crypto? I'll ask you off here.
John? Is his
Yeah.
name John? Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't listen to this show. It doesn't matter.
Is he losing his mind right now?
He's always losing his mind.
Fair enough.
He may be looking for a new location where he can lose his mind some more.
For what?
That would be cool.
You know, bar stuff.
Ah,
Yeah. Casey, what do you got?
me to the shrimp thing. Getting fat.
Wait. Oh, that was a shut up. I thought that was a shout out.
No,
I
that
thought
was
you
shut
were-
up.
yeah,
Shut
right.
up.
Casey, don't worry. We thought you were fat to begin with, so we thought you had gone down from a double X to an X. So
I do like your new tattoo on the side there, Casey, as posted in
Oh
the fan
yeah.
I wish I was that skinny.
blog. Brian, what do you got?
I've just smoked a ton of weed in the last hour, and I just like to say, shut up to racism and bigotry. Like everybody, come on,
That's-
people now.
It's not a good look.
Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now.
That has been Shut Ups, and this is the end of the 420 edition of CTB Show, episode 358, I think. Yeah, I am diligently chipping along, if you will, on the new Ziggy Gets It Wrong episode video edition.
Ooh.
It's a lot of work. Woof. You gotta get video clips, you gotta get stills, you gotta get GIFs, you gotta get sound effects, blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of work. So when that finally drops and I tell everyone in the fam zone and everyone on Twitter to fucking watch it, please watch it. Please.
Just once. Just don't even just leave it on your laptop, walk away.
Yeah, put it on loop. Maybe,
Right.
in fact, put in our channel and just leave it. Go to work, leave the channel playing all day long. It'll look like more than 8 people watch these episodes that I spend more than 6 hours a day fucking putting together.
And if you're
Audio,
at work and someone,
not so much.
if you're at work and someone leaves their computer unlocked, open up a browser, play the video.
That's right.
Also, make a
That's
funny Facebook status.
That's right. Tell them I'm putting a thing in my butt.
I like pineapples in my butthole.
Hee hee. All right, this has been the CTB Show. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching, especially. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Yeah. Oh. Brian's disassembling his.
Oh, well, I didn't
That's
see
right.
that you didn't turn it off yet.
All right, it's off.